welcome back to the channel and another Land Rover video. Okay, so I thought I'd just give you a bit of an update on the Land Rover to show you where we're at, because it's been sitting for quite a long time. It needs work doing to it, so I thought I'd just go through those points with you now. As you know, we're in the middle of a move, so we're moving away from Dresden, and we are planning the future, and of course the Landy's coming with us. And when we get to our destination, I'm going to get it back on the road. But before I do that, there's some issues that I need to take care of, and I want to show you those now. Okay, so first up is oil leaks, essentially. Now, you may remember from the last time I drove this, the symptoms were lurching brakes. And although you can't really see anything from the outside, the inner seals on the hubs are leaking, and huge globs of grease drip down when the car gets hot into the brake drums, and it's not very good, or not very conducive to decent braking. So got to get that sorted. Not a hugely complex job. Obviously I did it as part of the restoration, but I just need some new seals. And then if you see on the back here as well, this hub seal is also gone. Now I don't know if it's just this one at the outside. I think I actually made this one because it kept leaking, and I ran out of the mass-produced ones and had to make my own. But as you can see, it's leaking again, so I've got to get those sorted. So just coming around to the front of the car, the ball joints look in excellent condition. I do have a set of gaiters, but I decided against fitting them. Some people say they're good at protection, but some people also say that they trap moisture in there, which I tend to believe, so I've left them off. But anyway, you can see at the bottom here, and you can actually see on the tyre, I've managed to park in the place in the same location where I parked the car, and you can see it's dripping oil. That's not from just this last 5 minutes, that's from the last 5 weeks. But that needs to be sorted. It hasn't ever been sealed since the restoration, and despite me, it's this here. It's the drain plug right here for the swivel housing, and it just leaks. So I've got to get that sorted. And isn't it always the way? When you're looking for leaks, you find more. And I see the steering relay is also leaking, which is no surprise, but it seems to be leaking quite a lot, which is a right pain in the arse. Another job to be done. And just for comparison, you can see on the other side it's pretty much dry as a bone, so that is the goal. So another issue is the handbrake. You'll remember from one of the videos I put out, I think at the end of last year, that the handbrake has become very weak. Doesn't matter how hard you pull it, it just doesn't work very well anymore. And I believe that is also due to an oil leak within the handbrake drum itself. So another thing I need to look at. I mean, apart from that, now that I've gone through the list in my head and on camera, there isn't that much that needs doing to the Land Rover. It's, you know, looking brilliant, driving really nicely, apart from those issues with the brakes and so on, and the handbrake. But I mean, it runs, since the tune, it runs really well. I know I keep going on about that, but it's never run so well as it does now, and it looks fantastic. So the next step really is to get an MOT, get it registered. I've got to put it back on its number plates as well, because I took them off, and then just get it running. So another issue that I just realized exists is when I refurbished this Safari roof, you'll see the gutter along here. I went through and re-hammered down the rivets, but this leaks really badly. So I do have a new seal underneath, but when it rains, it just literally comes pouring into the cabin. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to sand down the paint just under the lip line there, so you can't really see it. And I'm going to reseal each and every, well, just basically run a channel of seal all the way along there. I don't know if anybody else has got a better idea for me than that, but that's what I'm going to do. So that is a job on the list. I guess another small thing which is just getting worse over the years is the corrosion of the aluminium paneling, or at least the water that's just being trapped behind the paintwork. you know, some of these holes have got bigger and bigger. The paint's flaking off more and more. Some of them are due to, you know, knocks and bangs. That one, for example, that was my dad. But this here, I don't know if I can get a close up, but you can really see the bubbling of the paint here. And at some point, I'm going to take this off, oops, and maybe even repaint this wing. But I don't want to make it perfect by all means. I mean, it's brilliant underneath, but you know, having a bit of a tatty exterior is fine by me. But this is probably not good for the panel underneath. So another item that needs attention is this strap or fixing method for this military style spare wheel. I like it because it's quite simple, and if it was to work, it would be even better. I mean, obviously you can put for security, you can put a padlock in here. I've just put a split pin, but yeah, this strap here and this ratchet, I guess, has just got old over time, and it don't really work. So it gets loose and starts flapping, and it's not very secure on there. So George, one of my subscribers who's up in Scotland, he sent me the deluxe version kit for this, but which I've just still, you know, not had any time to fix. So that will probably be one of the upgrades I do when I get this back on the road. So another thing that one of you wrote to me the other day was the freewheeling hubs, because I included that in one of the last videos. Now, I put these on here just to try and make the running costs a little bit more affordable when I was younger. But essentially, it always stays in two-wheel drive because I virtually do no off-roading. I mean, really, I don't drive it much. But what one of you said is that, and I do know this in the back of my mind, that it's logical that I really should put it into four-wheel drive every now and then. And also, obviously, turn these to four-wheel drive to engage the entire drivetrain, because that needs lubrication. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into four-wheel drive, swap the hubs around, and go for a little bit of a drive now.